Hi there everybody, it's me again. It's been a little while since I've done a video and, well, I felt like doing a video today, but at the same time, I don't feel like doing a video, as always, because I feel so horrendously depressed, and it's like that horrible doom-laden sense of just despair. And this all started for real like 4.5 months ago, you know. It's when this started. It began with kind of the continual sense of dread, impending doom, fear, and a sense of just the how can I say, oh, okay, right, here, let me take this off, because it's, you know, it's either fucking freezing cold or boiling hot nowadays. There's no in between. I guess this video, I mean, a lot of my videos, right, I talk about what I feel, I talk about what I go through, and sort of whatever, right, but I always feel like I have to pretend I'm better than I am, or whatever, because we live in a fucking world where people are unkind. A lot of people are really unkind. If you are used to introspecting and actually observing your own mind and emotions, you will find that there's a shitload of very unkind detritus floating about in your head, which isn't really yours. It's all programming, it's behavioral programming. Bear with me a minute. Okay, son. There's my little chicken here. Okay, go on. You know, I've noticed over the last, especially since the PSYOP, yeah, that COV PSYOP, things have deteriorated in this simulation, right? Big time, in a big way. Okay, son. Things have this is now blatantly obvious, right? Sorry, son, but it's an empire of dirt and decay. It's an empire of misery. Oh man, where do I even start? You know, awakening. I don't even like that word, awakening, but okay. Uncomatosing is a brutal fucking experience, right? It's brutal, absolutely brutal, because you see, and when you see, you feel, and when you feel, you know, and it all comes up, all of it all comes up. There's no more dissociating, no more avoiding, no more pretending, no more playing games, whether that's unconscious or subconscious or conscious. It's painful is not the word for it, man. It's fucking brutal. It really is. It's horrifying. The amount of YouTube videos that are clearly AI, it's artificial intelligence, these are not real people. The amount of videos done by these so-called people saying, oh, everybody's evil, everybody's bad, oh, you're better off alone, we should all be alone, we should all be alone. They want us to hate each other. They want us to hate ourselves. Judge, deride, look down on, look up to. Everything is manipulated and distorted and poisoned, because the more negatively minded people, beings, whatever, I can say, well, that's because evil's won, but that isn't it. I still feel like that's not it. Bear with me a minute. Sorry guys, but that's they want us alone, they want us isolated, they want us to be like Winston in his little cubicle staring at a great big screen with Big Brother on it telling him about the war with Oceania in 1984, right? And you get that indelible feel of this massive black toxic jackpot stamping on all our faces, on nature, on the animals. You get it, you know. It's like I joined this local sort of gym. It's like a small gym in a hotel, because they were doing a special deal, and I like saunas, right? So I do 2 to 3 saunas every week, because it's very good for detoxing. At least it is for me. Which is interesting, because I joined them because they had a special deal. Because I used to go there every now and then to have a sauna, but it was quite expensive. So I did this thing where I paid them a lot less money and whatever, can have as many saunas as I like. And the minute I do that, everywhere it shows up on the BBC how saunas are really bad for you. And then I went to see an osteopath, and he went on about, oh, there's this sauna and it's called the somewhere sauna and it's really amazing. And he was showing me all these photos of these really rogue motherfuckers with Christmas hats in this really tiny wood burn sauna, all cramped in like sardines in a tin and all happy, which I thought, oh my god, you know, I'd rather shoot myself in the head, thanks. It was weird, like how some sort of notion shows up in your mind, right? And then, or you think about something, obviously, often not consciously at all. It's like something pops up in your head, or you're looking for something that you want or need, and it shows up in all these weird twisted forms on the external plane. I know this is a simulation. I know this now more than I've ever known it. And there was a video by Mr. MBB333, which I will post in the drop box below this video. I will post it below this video. See a link there. About it's the disappearing fox. A fox that literally is in somebody's garden and then goes into a fence and whoosh, vanish. Vamonos. So all kinds of weird shit going on. If you are not doing any kind of inner work and take everything therefore at face value, and you're kind of whatever, you're gonna think that evil's won and this is all there is, and all that shit goes around in my head as well all the time. The last 12 days have been like, what the fuck? But I don't just accept that as the truth, because I feel rather that it isn't, and also because I feel that that is part of the psychic attack. It clearly needs for us to give up. It needs for us to give in and to give up. It needs for us to to allow it to subjugate us, to crush us. You know, like in 1984 when he tells Winston that, oh, it's a great big boot on a human face forever. I've never felt the forces of evil so acutely as I feel them now, and I have never seen so horribly clearly the truth of this realm. And don't say it's a hell realm, because you are judging everything in this world that is good and pure and true right alongside that which has infected this world. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is the Garden of Eden, but it's evil that has come in and has done what it has done to it, and it is a consciousness state. It is. Our consciousness is, there is a part of our consciousness that has gone out of alignment, and rather than going clockwise, it's now as it were going anti-clockwise, and it imagines all this horribleness. Because if consciousness creates the experience and you're in the flow, creating all kinds of beautiful goodness and imaginative incredibleness and whatnot, imagine like an artist painting a most beautiful painting, then the other side is doing the opposite. It's imagining, it comes from a place of I am bad, I am sinful. See, guilt and shame is what began this insanity. And because of the guilt and the shame, that horrible dirty energy, there is fear, because shame is, oh, punishment, oh, the demiurge, oh, fear, right? And the demiurge is not just the Christian God or the Islamic God or the Jewish God. It's in karma as well. It's in the Buddhist tradition where, oh, all suffering is meant to be and it's natural and oh, blah. All of that is the demiurge. The demiurge is in secularization. There is nothing, there's no meaning, there is no divine design of any kind, everything is random. That's clearly not the case. Even in this simulation we have the Fibonacci sequence, which proves that there is an order of a kind, albeit a repeating on a loop. Right, that's it. I feel in the part of me that tunes in the part of me that feels the light of love, I feel that this is the final reckoning. I see the perpetual decay, disease, and there's this analogy that I saw in a film a while back, in fact quite a long time back, where this guy is playing basketball and something has happened in the balance of good and bad and duality, right? Something has happened, and he says to his friend, he goes, watch this, and he keeps throwing the ball and it misses the net every time, even when he gets a chair, stands on the chair, takes the ball, puts it right on the rim, and it still manages not to go in the net. He goes, it used to be 50-50. It used to go in, and then it used to not go in. Well, okay. Now, it never goes in. And I don't know how many of you guys have noticed how that is how it is now. Things, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's cooking your food or having your shower or driving to work, or anything that needs to be done, and there is so much that needs to be done on a daily fucking treadmill basis, right? But it's all more difficult now. It's all arse over backwards now. It has this, and it triggers you. It's like doing it like hoovering. Oh, I have to hoover again. So you hoover, and you have a good hoover, and you hoover. 5 minutes later, you look, and it's like, what the fuck? There's crap everywhere, right? It's like You do the dishes, right? You mop up all the water, everything is nice and clean and tidy. Half an hour later, you go in the kitchen to make yourself a cup of tea, and it's like, there's water everywhere. You think, what the fuck, right? Little accidents, little mishaps, right? There is the weird weather, which goes from extreme cold to there was black ice all over the roads, and the car went skidding, and it was really scary. I nearly had an accident. To it being so mild that you don't even need the heating on, right? Or the cost of living, so-called, getting worse and worse and higher and more insane and bizarre, to where they're having to, well, no, they're not having to actually, they're using sort of like metal meshes to lock food down so that people won't, you know. I call that urban hunting and gathering, by the way, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all theft. There is no such thing as ownership. Ownership is a nefarious, demonic thing. Everything that is, whether that's land, whether that's food, whether that anything, it doesn't matter what it is. Ownership is an illusion. Ownership is evil. Money, having to earn money to pay for what you need, and if you don't have that money, the amount of people that have suffered terribly or have died because they didn't have money, right? Money is murder. The Native American people knew this. Maka eta. It is bad. It fucking well is. They could see this, you see. They knew. It's like the Aboriginal people of Australia. They know all that as well. They know it to their detriment. They know it very, very well. They call this the dreaming, by the way. They know this ain't real. They know that. But when it comes to us people of the West, they have taken away, they killed our druids. They took away our heritage, you know. And whatever these idiots proclaiming to be pagans talk about now is just complete nonsense. It's egotistical, arrogant self-delusion. That is not what it is or what it was, and what it was is not what it was, because everything continuously changing, you know, changes. I mean, the so-called Mandela effect is inherent in this realm. It's what the fall is. It keeps going from bad to worse, to worse, to worse, to worse, to worse, because that blackness, that distortion, that belief in sinfulness and punishment has to come to an end. It has to end here. It has to fucking end. It's wreaking absolute havoc. And it's so hard, isn't it, when you're surrounded by these so-called people, like when I went for my sauna and they're just dead, and I'm there in the changing room, and I absolutely hate changing rooms, right? It just makes you feel so vulnerable. I don't want to see people's naked bodies, right? Thanks very much. So I just go in the toilet cubicle and just get myself all, you know, dried and dressed in there, because it just is like, no, thanks. Don't want to know. But you just get that sort of feeling. I mean, I was there and I was blow drying my hair, and this woman just, do you mind? And I'm like, you're nowhere near me. What the fuck is that about? And then on the way out, there was a guy who gave me a dirty look on the stairs down, and it's oh man. I mean, the NPC peevish dislike is at an all-time high. But I reckon also sold people that are not awakening in any way. You know, if you're like me, you trigger their demons. You really do. You trigger that hell contagion to come up. It's really fucking brutal to navigate this, to see the truth, right? To see that poor, dead, mangled fox by the side of the road, and know that there are cars that don't give a shit. this world it's falling apart. It's totally and utterly falling apart, disintegrating, decaying in every imaginable way. And for those of us who are doing the fucking inner work and who are open and honest and real and genuine and who are beings of light, of love, soul travelers, we see that, we know that now. There's no getting away from it. I mean, the dead, the Walking Dead are celebrating the satanic garbage, right? It's all futile. It's all futile. They celebrate futility. They do. They celebrate the futilities, right? Christmas, New Year. There is no. It's a mockery. They're mocking us, right? Because time is an illusion. There is no such thing as time. Time is a measurement of decay. That's all it is. And that massive push that you can see now everywhere and that you can feel, it's intrinsic, it's inherent. If you tune in, you can feel it. It wants derision. It wants it needs to stoke the fires of hatred, judgment, it wants people to be horrible to each other. It wants people to hate themselves, to be horrible to themselves, to be negative, toxic, distorted, to give up, to give in. It wants verbal abuse. It wants us to harbour all these horrible, nasty thoughts and believe that they are our thoughts. They're not. But you get it. You know, just be present of your own mind and you'll see these horrible, nasty thoughts. And they're not our thoughts, you know. They're incoming. They're like missiles. They literally come from outside in. It's like an intrusion. It's intrusive. And it's a ripple effect of negativity and horribleness, and that horrible energy that you feel. It's like, fuck. It's like a chemical spill. That hell contagion is really coming up and out. It's coming up and out, and people's behavior is, admittedly, it isn't good. It's not nice at all. You know, anyone who's got, well, it just isn't. It's bad. It's difficult. It's very difficult to deal with this shit. It's incredibly hard. It's brutal. Where you know that you are a good, kind, genuine soul, but you get a shitload of abuse. It's like you do a video because like here, this is my little YouTube channel, you know, and instead of people feeling some goodwill towards you on account of resonating with your videos and feeling a sense of connection and a sense of a bit of support as well, because when you hear somebody else's story and you know that you're not the only one going through this, it's helpful. But you get these comments and you think to yourself, why would you know what I mean? Obviously I block and delete because I can't be doing with that. But what I'm finding is coming up a lot is what I call the inner parent. See, we learn to treat ourselves the way that we were treated as children. That's like an installation, you know, like with a computer, you know, you have a computer thing installed, whatever, or you take an app on your phone or whatever, I don't know, it's a bit like that. So if you were brutalized as a child, and so many of us soul travelers were, you were manipulated, you were gaslit, you were scapegoated, there is that aspect, element is in you. It's there. You may, in fact, you won't have been aware of that, because all that type of energy is mostly operating on a subconscious level or an unconscious level, right? But its nefarious influence is very, very real, and often when it's unconscious and subconscious, it's projected outwards, right? So if you're looking at the world outside of you, other people, judging them really harshly and just being horrible and nasty and mean, it's probably because that is what is happening in you, toward you. You feel that way toward yourself, you see. And being in an avoidant state, you project that outward. And I find that this is the case for a lot of people. And when I say people, I always mean souled beings. And I know that the word people is, to all intents and purposes, a derogatory term. I do know that. But it's just easier for me to use that word for the time being. Soul travelers, whatever. We've been brutalized, even when you had a relatively easy, and I mean with massive inverted commas, childhood. It won't have been perfect at all, and you're still in a world which is imprisoned in a system which is purely evil and is brutalizing the fuck out of us all. And it's brutalizing nature, and it's brutalizing poor innocent animals, right? The purest of souls. You've heard that state, the nanny state, that whole risk assessment and health and safety garbage that was going around in the 90s. And then the political correctness that was going around in the late 90s and the early 2000s, and ta-da, here we are. And the wokery. It's like that sauna and the osteopath guy. And I don't normally see him. I don't like him. He has bad energy, and I think he's an NPC. When I say he has bad energy, I think what I mean to say is that he has no energy. So... it's kind of oxymoron, but yeah, that photo, and this is us in the sauna, and they're like squeezed in with Christmas hats and all these other people, and then this is us in the plunge pool with their Christmas hats on, right? And it made me feel physically sick. Oh man, wow. Just the rate of decay and the disease. I mean, the predictive programming as well, right? It's at an all-time high. I've never known anything like it. Tidal wave of predictive programming. This flu insanity. It is not. But they want it to be, so they say, every millions, billions are dying of the flu, and I don't know, man. It's just ever since the PSYOP, everything has started to fall apart. You get the airplane ear thing, where where you go on a plane, your ears go, yeah. And then you have to go, and then they go pop. I get this a lot. My friend gets it all the time. There's all the weird sounds and frequencies, and there's all the weird, some people call it the hum, other people call it earthquakes or skyquakes, rather, not earthquakes, skyquakes, sky trumpets, these weird, almost like metal against metal in the sky. that's been going on. Weird glitches, weird lights, weirdness, high strangeness, weirdness galore, weirdness everywhere. It's a pervading overall sense of doom. And it is, I do feel it's weaponry, I do, because it uses our imagination. See, consciousness out of alignment imagines all these figures of evil, of darkness, all kinds of horrors are brought into existence. Ergo, I did... Hold on a minute. You know, where was I? Dark figments of a dark imagination, because it is a kind of simulation. It really is. And like in that Voyager episode called The Thaw, I think it's season 2 episode 22, I think that we truly are the creators of this, but it's become so convoluted and so crazy that we feel so powerless, and we feel so worthless, and we feel so brutalized, and we feel so broken. Well, not, maybe some of you don't feel that way, but I feel that way, and I'm not going to lie about it, and I'm not going to pretend that it's anything other than what it is here for me, because that is how I feel. That is how I fucking feel. I feel like I've been brutalized to the very core of my fucking soul. And I am out there when I have to be, and I see the dirt and the decay and the fucking squalor and the mayhem, and I see the obstructionism, I see the blocking, I feel the weird empty people. I feel the people that I know full well are sold, because I get emotional energy from them, but it ain't good energy. It is energy of hatred, it's energy of rage, it's energy of terrible grief and abject fear, terror, confusion, chaos, torment. You know, when we talk about hell, we talk about souls in torment. We're in hell now, because it is the rising of the hell contagion. This is what I call that consciousness sickness. I call it the hell contagion. Everything is made up of belief, right? I'm beginning to read a book by John Keel, The Mothman Prophecies. I've read it before, but I'm revisiting it. And it's interesting how he begins the book by pointing out that, and John Keel, as well as Jacques Vallée, as various other interesting people, never believed in the alien from outer space thing, right? Because they know full well that the phenomenon is not concurrent with that. It doesn't fit the picture. The phenomenon changes according to what you believe. If you believe that the devil has come knocking on your door and asked to use your phone, then that is what you will get. If you believe in aliens from outer space, you will get that. It behaves according to, in a vague but very real sense, according to what we believe. And what we believe for the most part, has been heavily infused with trauma. The brutalization that I'm talking about makes us imagine all kinds of horrors, and so they materialize, not directly. It's a bit more foggy. It's a bit like ink in water. It's not direct, and not every negative thought that you have manifests. But there is a general malaise of, oh, it's better to expect the worst. We've been trapped in that dark, filthy, dirty corner with our back against the wall. Especially if you've been treated badly, if you've been abused as a child, that is going to be that's going to be a knee-jerk thing. Like, oh, it's better to expect the worst, because to choose love and to expect that everything is going to be all right, that's not going to happen. Nobody is coming to save you. You're all alone in the dark, and nothing is ever going to be all right. So safety becomes staying in a torture chamber with the darkness and expecting all kinds of shit to happen. That way at least you're prepared, which is insane. But that's trauma. Trauma is insane. But it has an insane kind of sanity to it. Yeah? It's really difficult to extricate yourself from that state of being, and it can only be done tiny bit by tiny bit by tiny bit, because the forces of evil, such as they are, figments of a dark imagination, have weaponry that they use against us. They want to live, they want to exist, and they know full well that they rely on us to give them life, to give them power, to fuel their continual existence, right? So that's why they're doing what they're doing. It's like the trails in the sky have been beyond anything I've ever seen, seriously. I mean, I was there and I'm looking at the sky and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wow. And inevitably, every single day they are doing that, and they don't do it every day, but they do it quite often. Oh boy, it affects everything. The static, toxic, static energy that starts to, you can feel it, you know, it affects your own mind, and it brings up all kinds of stuff. Everything is connected, and I can't say that I know exactly why they do what they do in the skies or anywhere else for that matter, but I know this: they want negativity. They need negativity. They need it more than they've ever needed it before, because it's their food, it gives them life, it perpetuates their existence. But I do also feel that whilst that is happening, it brings up that which gives them life, and it purges it out. It's a cleansing out, it's a purification of that self-hate. It's a purification of that self-attack, that part of you that's in there that isn't really you at all, because it's ancestral, you see. You were brutalized by your parents were brutalized by their parents were brutalized by their parents, and not just by parents but by siblings, aunties and uncles. They were brutalized by the world around them. Survival of the fittest. Survival mode. The amount of souls that have perished miserably, cruelly, because they had no money. And that's what's happening now as well, right? Which is why they're having to put metal meshes over food, so that, I mean, it's insane, isn't it? But they're thieves. That's what they are. They're fucking thieves. Ownership is a fucking lie. There should not be any such thing as ownership. Imagine a world where there is no disease, because disease was something that was created by the evil figments. So there's no disease, you're healthy, your body is radiant and strong, your mind is clear, tranquil, your fellow soul beings, nature and animals, are tranquil and thriving and radiant with grace and good energy, and your telepathy, your sense of communion and belonging is restored, and gradually the world is healing more and more and better and higher and so forth and so on and so on. And what, you know, this is what I keep focusing my energy on, you see, because yeah, we've had God knows how many dark resets, because I believe that's how the fall works. That at first there was some darkness, and it's just become darker and darker and darker and darker. And every time there is another dark reset, as in another fall, the past changes, the here and now changes, just like in Dark City, you know. And of course it's also very Truman Show-esque. It's so Truman Show-esque. I mean, oh wow, oh boy. Ooh. Wow. It hurts. Healing hurts, because that which is the problem of it all, the linchpin of it all, I think is all coming up. It's all coming up. There's no avoiding it. And you'll always be able to tell who is avoiding it, because they're going to be acting out, they're going to be pointing fingers, they're going to be judging, and they're going to get triggered, and they're going to, you know, it's all going to be toxic. And it's really difficult. I used to get triggered all the time. I still get triggered now. I get triggered when I'm trying to get fucking dressed and it just becomes a massive ordeal, and it really, really triggers me. Or when I try and do the hoovering and 5 minutes later it's as if I've not hoovered for, I don't know, 10 years, and it's like, that really fucking triggers me, and then I want to scream my lungs out. And so I do. I get a cushion and I scream and I scream and I scream. Because of course you can't just stand there and scream and scream and scream. Well, you could do, but your neighbours would probably call the police, because we all live on top of and next to each other. See, they've done that on purpose, because that way you're surrounded by others, some sold, some not, all harbingers of the hell contagion, all toxically against each other now, more than ever before. Right, because back in the 70s, I remember the 70s, the 80s, even the 90s, there was a lot of goodwill amongst people, you know. Christmas time used to then have a sense of meaning. It had a sense of warm energy, of, oh, let's get together. It wasn't about what can I get in terms of stuff and bling, meaningless garbage. It still had actual meaning on a soul level, but all that's fucking gone. I've noticed no Christmas decorations of any kind this year, none. Brilliant. I'm all for that. Because it's time to stop pretending. It's time to see it for what it is. Right? And I did a video many years ago, you know. The Rabbit Hole Has No Stairs, where I talk about exactly what is happening now. Everything that helps us to dissociate has slowly but surely been taken away, is gone. This is why a lot of people are waking up. They are waking up. And there's a hell of a lot that are not waking up. Which sucks, because you think to yourself, so what the fuck? Every time I come across these people that are not waking up, Hold on a minute, I'm just going to get another light. When I come across these people that, yes, they are soul, there is something there. I can feel them, but there's no waking up. And it does trigger me, it really does. It makes me feel really, really angry. Because it plays, the dark side plays on that, you know, and it comes into your mind with the notions of, oh, it's because they don't want to, they choose not to, which is not true. It just isn't. I remember when I woke up and it was something touched me, and it was a very profound experience that I remember fondly to this day. I'm not saying that it was something outside of me, but it was a higher self type thing where it went click, time to wake up, right? I don't think it's linear anyway, and I don't think there's anything to worry about really in that sense. But the inherently negative, distorting, misleading influence that is at play in our world now, that wants to keep us all stuck in the hate and the judgment and the, like I said, the derision and the sort of the horrible, just nastiness that I feel everywhere. It's really thick, and it's in me, and I can feel it, and it's something that because I practice my metacognition, I step away from it, step and observe, and surrender and let it go, because that is not me. That is not me. It's a malfunction. Or it's an ancestral thing as well, which isn't you either. Or it's intrusive. It comes from, you know, the dark figments in the world. It's etheric as well. There's all this shit going on. It's so complicated now. So many aspects, so many layers, which in and of itself makes it very difficult. I do know. It's very tough. There is this real tendency to want to understand with the mind exactly what is going on, and that just isn't going to work. It's not, because it is way, way, way beyond the so-called rational mind. Way beyond. Yeah. And so, yeah, I thought, okay, so despite feeling so heavy and terrified, like I'm staring into the abyss, it wants you to think that way. It wants you to think that, oh, here you are, you're looking at your future and all you can see is doom. Because evil's won, and we're going to really go to town, and it's that perpetual sense of threat. You're threatened. That perpetual sense of there is no safety of any kind. There's no goodness left of any kind. There's no love. There's no goodness. There's no light. There's nothing. There's nothing. And oh, look at her and look at him and ooh, look at that and ooh. And instead of fostering goodwill, fostering a bit of appreciation, a bit of gratitude, a bit of compassion, a bit of empathy. No. People's garbage is coming up, and it's tough in those that energetic climate. It's very, very tough to keep a sort of even keel, to keep a sort of sense of, well, almost like of free will, of the ability to, despite everything, choose love. I mean, I had this experience yesterday where I felt a acutely suicidally depressed, so bad, and my ability to be aware of a choice that I choose love, and it was like, don't even bother choosing love, it's not going to help you in any way. I could feel the rage of it. It got really, really angry, and I thought to myself, wow, that shows me something then. If evil gets that upset and that angry and feels that threatened by me choosing love, then obviously love is the place to be. Love is the choice to make. And that may be the most difficult. It's like you're trying to push through a wall or something, right? But you just about manage to set that intention. You may not quite make it to that other side, but it's an intention. I know it feels like all is lost. I know that. I know it feels like that very, very much. And I think only those of us who are super sensitive are really feeling that, really being in awareness of really feeling that. It's difficult. No, that's a major understatement. Do you see what I mean? That's it as well. That triggers me. That language is designed to be, well, a mockery. The mockery is just beyond this world. The weird ads. Weird fucking ads. Bizarre, freaky, mocking. They're mocking. But it's a feeding frenzy. The mockery. Wow. Give money to here and here and here and here. Every time I do shopping, do you want to donate money to charity? Man. Wow. Have you noticed how when you buy a t-shirt it's shorter now and the sleeves are shorter? Have you noticed how the sponges that you use to do dishes with are really bad quality? Have you noticed how the shampoo that you buy doesn't lather properly anymore? These are just but a few examples. It's get to see a doctor now, and this is really difficult for elderly people or people who are really unwell, often enough, meaning for me when I'm feeling particularly unwell on any given day. In order to see a doctor, you can't phone, you have to go online and you have to fill out this really long-winded, convoluted online form, right? And you go through it all, and then it'll show up system error 502. So then you end up having to call them anyway. You are caller number 58 in the queue. Press 1 if you want to call back. So then you press 1. I call you back 2 hours later. Oh, all the appointments today are gone. Right? Then you explain to them what's going on, and you expect them to say, God, I'm really sorry, I know the system is shit. But no, called. Yes, well, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to try again tomorrow. Right. Brutal, like I said, brutal. Very manoeuvred and choreographed now in such a way as to make everything incredibly physically, mentally, emotionally tortuous and painful, because it brings up all that hell contagion. My fucking God, you feel like you're going crazy, feel like you're going insane often enough, right? Crazy making. It's crazy making. Crazy making. A friend of mine, he was looking for some moleskin trousers, and now he's being bombarded by all these different companies selling this type of clothing, right? And the ads are just like, what the fuck? Like, some guy in this really suave outfit, you know, sauntering down the road, like, oh yeah, because, you know, he's so good looking. He looks like, yeah, Ken and Barbie, you know. And that's what life is all about. It's about looking good. It's about looking good. It's about having money. It's about having bling and having a career and being successful and being on, I don't know, 300k a year and having a big house, and look at you, and you've 2 holidays a year because you're better than everybody else. Look at these motherfuckers over there on benefits. They're the scum of the earth. They're lazy. They're worthless. But you're better than them. Right? It's shocking. It's horrifying. Absolutely fucking disgusting evil is what it is. Right? I don't care whether somebody's on benefits or whether somebody is living in a box and is homeless, or whether somebody has, I don't know, a career as a fucking, I don't know, whatever. What matters is A, are you sold? B, are you waking up or not? I don't know, but it's oh god, here I go. I'm having trouble clarifying, but the only thing that matters, first and foremost for me, is are you sold, yes or no? If you're not sold, never mind, okay? I won't harbour resentment or hatred towards NPCs because there's nothing I can do about it. I can feel that weird, peevish dislike energy I get of them. Okay, fine, fair enough, no worries, whatever. It's tumbleweeds, right? But it's sold people who, believe me, are way more problematic because they have a shitload of emotional energy. They have all that hell contagion. They're really fucking traumatized. They may not know they're traumatized. They may not be waking up. If you have a career and you have a lot of money and you have all these nice little walls all around you, there is no impetus to awaken. You can carry on believing everything is okay, and it isn't. It's not. And it's when everything begins to disintegrate, right, that shit hits the fan. That's when you begin to wake up. That's, you know, that's the tower in the tarot. I've said this many times. That's why these times, inverted commas, you see, are a massive impetus now, and people are waking up. You may not know anyone who's woken up. I don't really know many people, if any, that are waking up. But you see, our experience is quite small. It's what does it feel like, and the amount of bits here and bits there, and you put your finger to the pulse and you can feel it anyway. It's a ripple effect. It's like a sea. The sea of consciousness is waking up because it is clear and it's obvious. It's a piece of evil, filthy garbage that has insinuated itself into this place, and it's not about leaving here and going somewhere else at all. It's about staying the course. It's about standing our ground. A lot of it is about endurance, letting it wash over you. It's not about, well, I must try and unfeel this or feel better, because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's like a cleansing, right? It's a cleansing, it's a purification, and it's brutal. But this is our world, and we're here to heal. We're here to transmute and alchemize this misalignment, right? I feel. And every day is full of choices. is full of choices. We choose what to go along with, and we choose what to surrender and let go, I feel. You know, that's what I feel. And we're not always going to get it right. We're going to get it wrong a lot, but that's okay. As long as we don't give up, as long as we don't give in, and we keep choosing light and forgiving ourselves when we get it wrong, and forgive others when they get it wrong, because believe me guys, forgiveness is powerful medicine. Forgiveness now is more important and more powerful than it's ever been before. Truly it is. And a bit of appreciation and compassion, true seeing, right? Because when you tune in, the spirit, the great spirit will guide you and will speak to you, and the great spirit will show you that this is about healing, not a sickening, even though it feels very sick. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I just wanted to sit down and just do a little video, and I wanted to say thank you to Triple Lindy for your comment. I got that, and I'm really glad that my video helped you in your hour of need. You know, it's good to know that, actually, and I hope that, well, I don't really know what to say. I hope. I hate that word. I need to stop saying that as well. You see, I'm constantly aware of, oh, this word, I need to stop saying that word, and I need to stop saying that word, and I need to stop saying that, and I need to stop using that terminology, and it just gets more and more confusing, and I'm so tired that, quite honestly, fuck it. Hope sucks. There is no such thing. It doesn't exist. It's a non-entity. You know, but supposed to say that I'm grateful for comments of people telling me that my videos are important to them, right? Because that's part of the reason why this channel is here at the end of the day. It's I know, because, okay, so when I come across a YouTube channel, there's a few, not many, hardly at all, but a few, where I resonate with the content. There's still just somebody I don't know in person, somebody that I will never get together with in the flesh, have a cup of coffee with, have a conversation with in the flesh. No. So my ability to really connect and commune with this individual is minimal, I dare say. We're not, you know, like, it's incredible, like a comment below my last video, somebody saying, oh, I go onto YouTube or Facebook to find other like-minded individuals. And it's a shocker when you stop and consider that, because I think we all know that you cannot properly, really properly, organically connect and commune with other soul beings across the internet, because the internet is negatively charged. It isn't of the light exactly, and that's why it's there. All right. We do the best that we can, but the only true way to commune and connect is we need physical proximity. And for the most part, 99.999%, we're surrounded by the walking dead. We don't experience communion, connection, belonging, love, warm goodness. If anything, we experience the opposite now, more than ever, which is why social media is such a mockery, which is why so many people feel so alone and isolated, and they are turning to garbage like ChatGPT and committing suicide because it fucks with them. There's this little video which is very telling about a guy who's got two smartphones, and they're both on ChatGPT, and one is talking to the other, the bots, and it's like they repeat the same conversation again and ad nauseam, right? It's appalling. We have a massive, a devastating epidemic of loneliness and isolation, and social media, well, no. It's like people meet up on Skype, and even then it feels there's an energetic intrusion going on. It isn't of the light. You can feel it. It isn't right. It doesn't like us communing, people, because we are together stronger than we are not together. Yeah? There's a reason why it wants us isolated. You look at any cult and, it's always about isolating people. Isolate. And it uses negativity. It uses guilt tripping, shame tripping, confusion, gaslighting, all that. It does that. So I get that you listen to my videos, but you do not feel that intrinsic, warm, deep connection with me. You wouldn't, because it's not like we're going to get together and have a deep conversation. I know, I get that, I feel that. I experience that as well. So when I get a comment telling me that one of my videos has been of support and help to someone in the hour of need, that fills me with gratitude, because despite the hostility and the evil, despite me posting these videos on a platform that blocks and obstructs me in so many different ways, it's like that my thumbs up button, I can see it moving, but it never goes up. Do you know what I mean? It's like my viewing figures. One day I'm looking and it says 500. The next day I check in, it says 437. It's gone down again. So I know full well what's going on, but I keep doing these videos anyway because it feels right and it feels important. And it's difficult to feel any kind of connection and communion across social media, anti-social media, which is heavily infected. I know this, I know it's true. But for what it's worth, I do still feel that there is a goodness here, and that it is important for me to keep doing this. And so I hope I hope to hear from you. I would like to hear from people, and I hope that my videos are like a kind of like a friend in need to you, like, to be there for you when you need it, and vice versa. Your comments give me that sense of goodness, so if my videos give you that, then leave a comment. At the same time, I fully understand that a lot of us are so worn down, we haven't the wherewithal to barely even push a like button. Find it really difficult. And if that's where you're at and you just watch my videos and you just don't feel up to leaving a comment and you don't feel up to even pressing a like button, you just feel like absolute shit, then I completely understand, and no worries whatsoever, and all my love to you. I know how it feels, believe me. You are not alone. So I think I'll leave it there today. Just all my love to all of you listening to this video. Bless you. Strength and courage, light and clarity to all of us.